right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here, resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, just that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician, niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. If it ain't one thing, it's a mother if it another. I'm trying to get my camera right, man. My camera is tripping right now. Excuse my pimping. But y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Well, all kind of forces be trying to come against this game, man. This shit is crazy. Let me see something. Hold on. Okay, I think we good. Once again, man, y'all already know what to do. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that icon that look like that. Yeah, man, pimp feeling good, looking good. You dig? I just taped up this morning, measured my waist. Pimp at damn near 33 even. I'm like, what is it? Not a quarter, not an eighth. I'm like, yeah, it might be an eighth. I'm like 33 and 1/8 inches. But feeling good though, you know? Slim and trim in the waist, you dig? Then, you know, Pimp got them lats, man. So, you know, Pimp trying to, you know, work on that V-taper, man. You know? Getting that V-taper together, man. But y'all already know my first order of business, man. I got to hydrate my game. See, what was that, like a week or so ago? I think it was like a week ago. Or nah, it was a little bit over a week ago. I measured my waist and I was like a little bit under a 34. A little bit under 34, and that's the crazy thing, you know, because my leg is messed up right now. I ain't even been to the gym. I ain't even been working out, and I ain't even really been getting out, moving around too much, you know. Even on my birthday, I told y'all that I was going to try to find a restaurant to go, you know, have some lamb or some bison or both or something. But after I ended that last live stream on my birthday, I didn't even go nowhere, man, because my leg was still bothering me. And I didn't want to take a chance of, you know, moving around and, you know, stepping wrong or something like that and making matters worse. So I figure I'll just wait till the weekend, man. I'll probably go out tomorrow or Saturday. Tomorrow's Halloween. I know it's going to be crazy. It's going to be off the chain tomorrow around here. You know, they real big on Halloween around here. I've been noticing that, man. You know, since I've been here this whole month of October, you know, they real festive. There's a lot of Halloween decorations going on and people buying costumes and candy and all the Halloween trimmings and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, Halloween is a big deal around here, man, in this Columbia. You dig? Cheers to the game. I see everybody tapping in. Sepulveda Prince. Top of the AM. Sucker repellent. Top of it. Good morning to everyone in the room, especially the lovely ladies. You dig. Especially the lovely ladies, man. Jay Moore, I see you, man. Good to see you as well, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. But yeah, we got to chop it up about this game, man, because a lot of people play offense but don't play good defense, man. And for anybody who ever played football, if you're a football fan, you familiar with the term that defense wins games. And that's some real talk, man. I think even in basketball they might say that sometimes, but I know I hear that more often in football, that defense wins games. But when it comes to this game, you know what I mean, this game-oriented lifestyle that we talking about, yes, defense definitely wins the game, man. And a lot of people's defense ain't really good. Some people ain't got no defense at all. And, you know, it's by design. It's not by accident. It's not by chance or anything like that. It's by design that a lot of people in the game don't have good defense. The world is set up and designed for you to not have good defense in this game. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have good defense, and it doesn't mean that you can't have good defense. You know, if you want to win, if you want to survive and thrive, if you want to maintain your freedom and your liberty, you know, able to move around how you want, when you want, where you want, all of that, your defense got to be on point. And when I say defense, man, it simply means to protect yourself, man. There's a lot of benefits in the game, of course. As we know, we wouldn't be involved in the game if it wasn't so beneficial to the official. And a lot of those benefits have to do with, you know, financial gain, monetary gain, money, you know, certain luxuries, whether it be clothing, jewelry, housing, transportation. You know, a lot of us in the game like the luxurious lifestyle that comes with it, the flash, the flamboyance and all of that. And not to mention the beautiful ladies, you know, did us gentlemen in the game have a tendency to be with and guide and lead and all of that. And then for the ladies, you know, being able to represent a fly, gamed up, you know, strong leader of a gentleman. And then having fun, you know, traveling, doing different things, you know, going to different places and doing different activities, man, and just enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? That's all offense. You know, scoring. That all has to do with scoring points. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing to score. It's a beautiful thing to, you know, experience all these, you know, aforementioned things. But if your defense is trash, if your defense is non-existent, all that stuff can be gone like that. And as people in the game's defense is getting weaker and weaker, guess what's getting stronger and stronger? The offense of the opposition, the offense of the opposing team, right? See, at any time they knock you off, take your freedom, take your finances, lock you away, that's points scored for them, right? And obviously, in order for them to do that, they have to overcome your defense or lack thereof, right? And if you just pay attention, man, their offense is getting better and better and better. And that's the cold part about it nowadays. Like, their offense ain't even got to be that good, because guess what? Most people in the game's defense is trash, or it don't exist. Most of y'all ain't got no good defense, man. You know, and what you got to understand too is the defense that worked 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, hey man, that defense don't work no more. You know, a lot of it doesn't. Some of it does. You know, fundamentally, the game is always going to be great. But as far as like certain tactics and certain skill sets that worked 10, 20, 30 years ago, hey, man, you're going to need something better than that nowadays, man. You know, and it trips me out to see people in the game operate the way that they do nowadays. Even with all the technology out there, you know, even with all the game available online, you know, to see people operate so primitively and so ignorantly and so foolishly, you know, it trips me out. But you know, it's I think it's a cleansing of the game going on, right? It's a cleansing going on. It's a purge going on, and only the strong gonna survive, and only the smart gonna survive, right? Just to give you an example of real things that's taking place in current times, right? It's this individual, man, who very recently was outside moving around doing his thing, right? And he has some representatives out there doing their thing too. Representatives, you know, making things happen, making moves and things like that. But they got drones following the representative, right? And you know what's crazy? If you're mindful and you're paying attention, you can see these drones. You know why? Because I'll be real with you, and I don't even think I've talked about this on the internet, but I've had drones follow me. And I can't front. Sometimes they be kind of hard to shake. But guess what? If you see that the drone is clearly following you, then you can make adjustments to your movements, right? So that the drone doesn't catch you, you know, making certain intimate moves that you would normally make if you weren't under surveillance, right? But nonetheless, right, back to the story at hand. The representative out there doing her thing, it's a drone following her, watching her every move. And then the individual who she's representing has a separate drone following him. They both outside in the same area, but of course they doing different things in this same area. Drone following him, drone following her. Next thing you know, they end up in the same location, and these drones follow both of them to the same location. Get up on them. People rush them, get up on them. And guess what? Oh, girl, she fold like a lawn chair. You know what I mean? She flipped like a gymnast, you know? And now it's real ugly for both of them. Well, not for both of them. It's real ugly for him, you know, because she did the gymnast move. She flipped on him. So it's looking ugly for him, man. And it wasn't no local situation. It wasn't a state situation. It's an alphabet situation. So it's looking real ugly for the young man. And this is the results of, you know, not just not having good defense or the best defense, but again, like I said, using certain tactics and moving in a way that was effective 10, 20 years ago, that's going to be hard to be effective in today's times. You got to be smart and you got to be strong. You can't be weak and you can't be simple. Them days is over with, man. You see what's going on across the country, across the United States, man. People get knocked off. And one good rule of thumb when you moving around, man, no matter what you're doing, whether you in the game or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to understand. And people underestimate this shit every day, all day, every day. But you have to understand and you have to keep in mind that the moment you step outside your door, wherever you live or wherever you stand or whatever, the moment you step outside, guess what? You are under surveillance. You are on candid camera. You're being watched from the moment you step outside. But you know, people underestimate this shit all the time, man. And it's crazy. And it's so many examples out here for you to learn from. I just gave you one. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody just yesterday, and this individual was letting me know that in a certain region, they got cameras set up. You know, this is a outside situation where people in the game frequent. In this location where, you know, gentlemen in the game, guys in the game would normally hang out, post up, you know, shoot they shot at people and things like that, try to have something around there. Now in this location, they have cameras that let you know that they are documenting the license plates of everybody who comes through that area, who comes down that street. You know, I guess the camera, you know, got like a loudspeaker attached to it or something that lets you know, or it gives you some kind of indication that your license plate will be documented if you come through here. Right? So, you know, it's changing the dynamics of things, right? But it doesn't mean that you still can't be successful. It doesn't mean that you can't still thrive. But what it does mean is that your defense got to be on point. You got to step your defensive game up, man. You know? And you can't underestimate that shit. Suits in the Sand say they are called flock cameras. Okay, yeah. Especially in L.A., James Hudson says, especially in L.A., the cameras are watching you. Man, especially everywhere. Now, of course, you know, L.A. got you know, big budgets for certain things like that, so L.A. probably got more cameras and, you know, more sophisticated things like that. But guess what, man? Everywhere got cameras. When you step outside, there's cameras everywhere. You know, every major intersection in any major city, or not even a major city, but just any major intersection that you drive through, there's cameras. When you drive through the neighborhoods, almost every house, it's just customary now for people to have Ring cameras and security cameras, you know, cameras on their door, cameras around their garage, cameras around their yard, you know, cameras. It's just normal shit now. Everybody got cameras everywhere. But you still have people operating with terrible defense. You know, and like I said, it's not by accident, man. It's a reason why a lot of you have terrible defense. And a big part of the reason is because the way social media has conditioned people to be. Social media has conditioned people to be careless. Social media has conditioned people to not have a concern for rules, protocol, structure, scrutiny. Social media has just made it where people don't care about rules and order at all. So if you're the type of person that gets on social media and you just like talk shit, like for instance, right, talk shit to people in a way that you wouldn't talk shit to people face to face, right? It's a certain spirit that comes with that. And that spirit has a lot to do with carelessness, right? See, me, I don't do things just to do it. I don't just talk to people on the internet in a way that I wouldn't talk to them face to face. And it's not out of fear. It's not because I fear running into that person one day. It's just a thing called integrity, right? My integrity won't allow me to do that. It won't allow me to talk to people in a way on the internet that I wouldn't talk to them face to face. And along with my integrity, I just have certain rules for myself. Nobody or anything makes me adhere to these rules but myself. You know, I'm the authority for myself that makes me follow my own rules, right? But when you're a person that don't have rules, you know, you'll be that type of person to just talk to people crazy on the internet. And like I said, it's a certain spirit with that. And the more you do that, the more it conditions you to just not care about things that you should care about, right? And I know a lot of you is probably thinking, because you're not inclined to think deeply, but on the surface level, you thinking like, what does talking to people any kind of way on the internet have to do with getting caught up in the streets? It's a lack of order. It's a lack of structure. It's a lack of integrity. It's a lack of rules that allows you to do both, right? So, but it's beyond just the talking crazy on the internet. You know, within that spirit is a level of comfortability. And with that comfortability, a lot of people, you know, divulge too much on the internet, divulge things that they shouldn't divulge on the internet. You know, you let people know too much of your business. And again, it's by design. Now, it's okay to, you know, let people know certain things, but intimate details, is not everybody's business. And again, like I say, we've got so many examples of what not to do. We have so many examples of how being careless, being too comfortable can cost you everything. Look at the Pop Smoke situation. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. This man barely revealed his location, and that cost him his life. On the internet, barely revealed his location. Didn't even intend to, but, you know, not being mindful. And to be fair, you know, Pop Smoke was very young. But at the same time, you know, moving forward, he is an example that you are supposed to learn from. Like, okay, damn, I see that. Let me not do that. You know, Indian Red Boy, rest in peace to him, you know, sitting in his car. He's one of many examples of just being too comfortable on the internet and how it can cost you everything, right? And pay attention now. Indian Red Boy is a great example, right? Now, this young man was on the internet with his homeboys, and they dissing people, right? They disrespecting the dead. And Indian Red Boy, from what I recall, somebody might correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall him like really being like super disrespectful. But he's standing next to people that are being highly disrespectful, disrespecting the dead, vandalizing property, memorials of the dead. So that's one level of comfortability. This just careless and foolish, right? He's standing next to people that's just being super disrespectful. And then that same carelessness, that same comfortability allows him to sit in the car on an open street or open area, wherever he was, where anybody can just access him. And people looking like, oh shit, he think it's sweet. He was just dissing the homies. And now he just posted up in his car like it's all good. Okay, we're going to show him. And look what happens. Right? And, this same spirit manifests itself in so many different ways in so many different people. And, this, just like this same spirit got a hold of some people like them that I just mentioned, it has a hold of a lot of people in the game that call themselves pimping and hoeing. The same spirit of carelessness, it's got everybody in a headlock. And this is why, like the example I just gave of the young man in the game that had drones following him and had his game, drones following them. And now, he's in custody via the alphabet people, and it's that spirit, man. That spirit of comfortability that comes from social media. Like I said, is by design. Social media is supposed to make you comfortable. Social media is supposed to get you strung out on clout to the point where you'll do anything and say anything for the sake of clout, and you don't have any type of regulation for yourself. See, me, I regulate myself a whole lot. As candid as I may be on this internet, there's a whole lot that people on the internet will never know about me. And I know you probably thinking, well, damn, Freeze, you was just on camera the other day all bloody and beat up and dirty. And yeah. But that doesn't, that doesn't put me in jeopardy, for one, as far as like, me losing my freedom or getting hurt or, somebody doing something to me or anything like that. But it was game involved in that, and that's why I made myself vulnerable in that way, so that people could learn from my experience, right? So that people don't have to go through what I went through that day, right? I would hate for anybody else to go through what I went through that day. So that's why I put myself out there like that for the benefit of y'all, right? But man, it's a whole lot of stuff that, people on the internet will never know about me. I never reveal my location in real time. Now if I'm outside and you just so happen to run into me, that's different, because that's one thing about me. I don't hide. So a lot of y'all run into me outside. Even though I'm in Colombia, you might run into me out here if you out here and you outside. I'm outside too, so you might run into me. When I'm in the States or wherever I'm at, I'll be outside. You know, I like fresh air. I like the sunlight, and I'll be outside. You know, I like to talk to people outside. You dig? I like to put myself on display and let people see this game outside. So yeah, I'm outside, man. But I'm not getting on the internet and revealing on the internet in real time my location. That's not happening. You know, there's so many examples to learn from, right? Like right now, I'm in Colombia, right? And somebody in my position might say, well, you know, most of my following is in the United States and I'm in Colombia. So what would it hurt for me to reveal my exact location all the way over here in Colombia? Like, how could that hurt? What could happen? Well, again, there's so many examples to learn from. Sinful to P was from the United States. Sinful to P was in Canada. Sinful to P will show you his background of the location that he was in. He will show you his view of the city every time he went live, right? Now, he didn't reveal to you his exact location, but guess what? When he's showing you the same view from the same location every day, that makes him vulnerable to people who don't like him, real life haters. So you have haters that hate Sinful to P so much that they find out exactly where he is based on his view, right? And once they find out his exact location, they cause certain inconveniences in his life, right? And y'all seen when, for those of y'all who was following Sinful back at that time, y'all seen when his address was revealed, you know, different suckers was revealing his, you know, exact location online. And, you know, then people were sent to his door. Now, fortunately for him, he was able to wiggle up out of that, but he still had them people sent to his door just simply by showing his view. And I know at the time, just like I probably would have been thinking at the time, like, man, I'm in a different country. And I'm not telling people my exact location. I'm just showing my view. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, unfortunately, bro found out the hard way. But, you know, that was an experience for everybody to learn from. I definitely learned from that. So guess what I won't be doing? I won't be giving you any indication of my exact location. I'm not doing that. So I'm not even going to show like landmarks of where I am, to where you can look and see like, oh, that statue right there, I know where that's at, or I can find out where that's at, or, you know, me showing the neighborhood that I'm in and certain buildings and people screenshotting that shit and you know, running it through Google's image search and finding out that, you know, no, you're not going to be able to do that with me. So, for every scenario that can go wrong, there's so many examples to learn from, right? And if you want to survive and thrive in the game, you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to tighten up. You're going to have to step your defense up because, you know, it's the moment of truth now. You're going to have to show that you are smart, and you're going to have to show that you're strong. If you prove to be weak and simple, they gonna get you out the way. Like the street sweeper come and sweep up the trash and keep moving. That's gonna be you if you weak and simple. You know, if you the type of person that's just impressed by having attractive women, you know, handing it over to you on a regular basis, and you don't care about nothing else, you're going to get pushed out the way. If you don't care about defense, you have to look and pay attention like the best of the best have been knocked off before. You know, your favorite people that you admire and, you know, seek for inspiration and, you know, education and motivation from. You know, everybody. Some of the best done been knocked off before. Right? But now is a time where your defense got to be on point. You can't just be moving any old kind of way no more. You know, one false move could cost you everything. And it's a lot of people making false moves in the game right now, man. You got to tighten up. You know, and another thing too, right? You got to guard your spirit. If you got the spirit of this game really flowing up in you, if you really want to be consumed by the spirit of this game, you got to guard and protect that shit, right? And one way that you guard and protect it is by not feeding it ignorance. You can't feed the spirit of game in you ignorance and foolishness and stupidity, right? Especially when it comes to things in the name of the game, right? You know, it'd be a lot of y'all hold on, man. Let me put some love in my body before we continue, man. Hey, listen, man. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Wipe your feet off at the door, man. Hit that like button, man. Fitness Sage. Good looking with the $2 holla. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, you know, again, like I say, man, you know, certain people, man, they call themselves gentlemen of the game. They be moving real comfortably and carelessly on this internet, right? And see, I can't be really mad at the ladies of the game moving comfortably and carelessly, because they going to do one of two things. They going to do what they prompted to do or encouraged to do, or they're going to do what they're allowed to do, right? And what a lot of ladies in the game are encouraged to do and allowed to do is be super out of pocket and be super reckless, you know, with gentlemen in the game, right? But the gentlemen in the game, or supposed gentlemen in the game, they encourage a lot of foolishness in these ladies, right? And they prompt these ladies to not have respect for them or the game, right? See, me, you know, my P don't stand for perfect, man, but one thing I do is I do my best to prompt whatever ladies may encounter me, whether it be personally or through these videos like this. I do my best to prompt ladies in the game to not only respect me, but even bigger and more importantly than me, the game as a whole, right? Because if I have any kind of influence on ladies in the game, if I make any kind of impact on ladies in the game, I want that to be a part of the reason why they respect everybody in the game. They respect gentlemen in the game who respect themselves, and they respect other ladies in the game. They just conduct themselves with class. You know, that makes me feel great to know that I played a part in a young lady in the game respecting everybody in the game. Right? That's a part of respecting yourself. But you got a lot of dudes, man. They be encouraging foolishness, man. They be encouraging recklessness. They be encouraging out of pocketness with a lot of chicks in the game, man. And I got to say it, man. But, you know, the shit be coming across my radar now. Y'all know I said it a long time ago, and I stand on it. I'm still standing on it, man. But that Bigo, yeah, pimp can't do that, man. I can't be on the Bigo, man. Now, there's some people that I got love and respect for who mess with that Bigo, and, you know, till you stay on, I ain't mad at them, right? But it's a lot of guys that call themselves P's in the game who be on that Bigo, man, giving the game a big old black eye, man. Got the game looking like Spud McKenzie. See, some of y'all too young, man. Y'all know who Spud McKenzie is. Let me show you who Spud McKenzie is, man. Y'all got the game looking like Spud McKenzie. Y'all got the game looking like Spud McKenzie, man. Show y'all who Spud McKenzie is, man. Hold on. Get it big so y'all can see him, man. This was a lot of y'all, especially y'all on Bigo, man. That's what y'all got the game looking like, man. That's Spud McKenzie, man. Y'all got the game looking like Spud McKenzie, man. You see him with that big old black eye, man. That's what a lot of y'all doing, man. A lot of y'all got the game looking like Spud McKenzie, man. Giving the game a black eye, man. And for what? What's the benefit, man? What you getting out of that? What you getting out of that, man? Giving the game a black eye. Being friends with these chicks, man, that ain't friends with they self. How you gonna be friends with a broad that ain't friends with herself, man? You know? How you gonna like somebody that don't like they self? See, that's what you guys don't understand, man. Hey, listen. And they probably on Bigo right now as we speak, and probably been on there all morning, and gonna be on there all afternoon, and gonna be on there all night. And guess what that means? That means you don't like yourself. That means you don't like your life. That means the spirit of depression got you in a headlock, man. If you can have the comfort level to sit on a live app and just waste the day away every day, you don't like your life. And you don't like yourself. Because if you like your life, you're going to do more meaningful things with it. You're going to spend your time on worthy causes that, you know, amount to some kind of like building or some kind of progress or something. But if you spending your time all day, every day on Bigo, and you're not building with people, and you're not, you know, you sitting on there talking about other people, They probably on Bigo right now talking about me. And Freeze ain't this and Freeze ain't that and all that type of stuff, right? Hey, man, if you can afford to do that, something's wrong. You know, and now I know dudes probably just make them feel good to sit up and chop it up with these broads. But what you don't understand is you fueling, and I've said this before, but you're fueling their depression. That's all you're doing. They're already depressed, and you got the pump in the tank of their depression, and you just pumping them with super unleaded fuel for their depression. You just pumping them with 93 octane depression. Every time you sit up on Bigo or any of these apps, Clubhouse, any of that shit, you ain't doing nothing but fueling their depression. Keeping it fueled. You ain't letting it die. You ain't starving it. You keeping it full and strong. And, you know, that ain't what the pimping do. Pimping don't do that. We don't fuel depression in the broad, man. You know, we fuel inspiration. You know, we put shit in their face that make them want to better themselves. That's what the pimping do. You supposed to be putting something in their face and something in their ear that make them want to better themselves. That's how you campaign. And you have to do it in a way that it's something that has to be earned. That's the whole point of the pimping. You know, you gotta earn this shit in your life as a woman. If you want to have access to this shit, you know, on a consistent basis, you gotta earn that shit. You know, and that's the cold thing about it too. Most of them dudes that be on Bigo just kicking it with them bras, man, they older. They been around for some time. They've been around 10, 15, 20, 30 years or however long. You know, you've been around. Which means if you've been around this game for that long, man, you done made all kind of sacrifices. You done stood on your principles and turned certain people down, man. Like, like when I just think about everything I done been through in the game, all the sacrifices I done made, man, all the sleepless nights, all the days where I was hungry because when I could have went and broke on something, but I didn't want to break on that particular individual that was trying to chase me down and break themselves to me because I was standing on my principles. I think about all that type of shit, man. Like, how could I allow myself to just kick it on the internet with a broad that ain't even thinking about paying me because she don't like herself, and I ain't doing nothing but making her not like herself even more? Like, how could I allow myself to do that when I really sit and think about everything that I done been through in the game over all these years? That's crazy. I can't do it. But this what y'all doing, man. When you sitting up with them bras, man, I'm going to start calling y'all Spud McKenzie the P, man. That's what y'all doing, man. Spud McKenzie the P, man. What's going on with you, man? Spud McKenzie the P, man. Get off the line with that broad, man. That ain't even thinking about paying you, and then you ain't even, and that's the cold part about it too. They ain't even asking for no money. Because they scared to ask for some money. Because they think if they ask for some money, they going to blow their action. Man, if you're going to sit up on Bigo all day with these bras, man, at least ask for the money, man. Ask for the money. Now, if you do ask for the money, I already know what's going to happen. The broad ain't got no money to give because she's sitting up on Bigo with you all day, every day. So guess what? You got to ask for the money, and then, oh, you ain't got no money? Well, you know, holler back at me when you do got some money. Simple as that. What part of the game is not asking for the money? You know, like, even if you scare somebody off, asking for the money, you really might be doing yourself a favor. I love it when they run and get scared after I ask for the money. I love that. You know, or even more so, like a broad she should respect your game so much that she should already feel like she has to pay you. If a broad feel comfortable getting online and chopping it up with you and she doesn't have the feeling like she has to pay you, and then this goes on for days, weeks, and months, that's a problem. I would have to like really reevaluate my pimping if chicks just felt so comfortable that they think they could just like access me whenever they want and talk to me for as long as they want, and they don't have the urge, they don't even have the slightest urge to pay me. I would have to reevaluate myself. I'd have to like, hold on, man. Let me. This is going too far, man. Hold on. I just sat on the, and it sound even funny even saying, but if I'm in the position of one of these dudes to be on Bigo that's probably on there right now, I'd have to stop, pump my brakes, and be like, hold on, man. For the past 2 weeks, I've been sitting on here at least 5 hours a day, man, chopping it up with these bras, man, and ain't none of them ask me, you know, how can they reach me? Ain't none of them ask me for my Cash App. Ain't none of them ask me for my Zelle. Ain't none of them ask me for my PayPal, my Venmo. Ain't none of them ask me for my Apple Pay. You know, ain't none of them ask me how they could reach me. And we've been sitting on here every day for, you know, a couple weeks now. And ain't none of them ask me how they could reach me. It's a problem with that. You know what? Let me ease back. Let me tighten up. Because it's something that I'm doing or not doing that's making them feel comfortable like that. That's how I would be looking at myself if I was on Bigo with bras all day, every day, and they just don't have no urge. They ain't even ask me how they could pay me. Like, that's crazy. You know? But yeah, man, Spud McKenzie the P, man, that's who y'all is, man. Making the game look terrible. Terrible. It's crazy, man. Riverflow Cuts, your barber's favorite barber. Good looking with the $2 holla. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you as well, man. Good looking. But yeah, man. You know, and see, that same spirit, and you know, I might ruffle some feathers and shit like that, but you know, me ruffling feathers ain't gonna stop me from telling the truth. Keeping it 1,000 wow. And the 1,000 wow truth is that same spirit of comfortability on Bigo is the same spirit that's gonna allow certain individuals to get snatched up. You know, people playing with the game nowadays, man. And man, like, you know, one thing that keeps me on track, one of many things that keeps me on track is the rotation of my partners, man, that call me from jail every day. I got like three close partners, man, that they call me from jail every day. And I think about their situations and how they ended up in them situations, man. And that keeps me on track. And then not just that, but like other partners of mine who I done, you know, over the phone did 7-8 year bids with, man. You know, one of my partners, man, was locked up for 7 years, and I was answering the phone for him the whole time, from the beginning to the ninth inning, as Sinful the P would say. You know, that whole 7 year stretch, I'm talking to him, you know, regularly on the phone and thinking about how he got caught up. And, you know, he's out now. He didn't finished the 7 years. He's been out for a few years now, but I just think about the individuals that's currently locked up. Like I said, I got a rotation of 3 partners, man, that call me from jail every day. And that's the thing about it. These people are not dummies. These people that I'm talking about that be calling me from jail, ain't none of them stupid. But you don't have to be stupid to let your guard down. You don't have to be stupid to slack on your defense. And this is what happens. That comfortability can't be there, man, to that extent where you slacking on your defense. Got to tighten up, man. Got to step it up, man. But yeah, that Bigo shit, man. Like I said, there's people I know that be on there that I got love for, and I don't, I ain't never been on there, so I don't know what everybody be doing, but I know what a lot of people be doing because, word be getting back to me would be taking place on there. And it's appalling. It's appalling, man. The shit that be taking place on there, man. The level of comfortability, man. Where chicks, that's how they need to advertise that shit, man. They need to make an ad. Matter of fact, I might make an ad. Y'all know I'm stupid, man. I might make an ad like Bigo, where pimps and hoes can be friends with each other at no cost at all. Y'all think I'm playing, man? I'm gonna fuck around and make an advertisement for Bigo for the game, man. I'm talking shit, but the more I talk, the more I think about it, the more I think I have to do that. I might have to do that because maybe it'll be like a wake-up call for certain individuals that be on there all the time, man. I think I need to make me a Bigo advertisement. Right, like Supova the Prince say, shit, I barely be on IG nowadays. For real. Right, Cali Kid, no traps involved. Oh, man. No chargings or breakings whatsoever. Oh, shit. Tired of going to different environments in the game where pimps are constantly sweating you and asking you for money and telling you to break yourself? Tired of being called a punk ass, out of pocket, no game, lame ass bitch? Come to Bigo, where a 304 can be a 304 with no dough. Oh, shit, I'm stupid as hell, man. Y'all think I'm playing, man. I'm gonna mess around, really do that shit, man. And I'm just messing around right now. I'm just freestyling bullshitting right now. Imagine if I really just sit down and make me a cold-ass Bigo advertisement, man, for the game. Woo, man. Yeah, I think I might do that, man. I need to shake shit up, man. Shit need to get shook up, man. Right. Supposed the friend stupid. See, now I done created like a mastermind group. We all brainstorming now. Y'all kicking ideas around. This is great stuff. You know what I mean? Bigo, where you can talk shit to a P with no fee. Oh man, Pimp really should be writing this shit down, man. I got to be careful though. Nah, I ain't gonna. As I'm talking shit, but I probably ain't gonna do it because people in the game ain't the only people on Bigo, man. It's certain people that be on Bigo I don't want no smoke with. I am not gonna lie to you, man. It's certain people on Bigo I don't want no smoke. Like Pops on Friday, you want some of this too, old man? No. It's certain people on Bigo, man. Freeze don't want zero smoke with, man. Y'all can have it. Y'all can, I'll leave you alone. Them other people that be on there, y'all know who them other people is, man, to be on Bigo, man. Them other people, boy, they treacherous. They cold with the doxing and man, they cold with it. And I'm cool. I don't want no smoke with them people, man. They vicious. I done seen how they did other people, man, and it's just like shit. They vicious, like, man. And they bars none, man. They'll they gonna make your kids vulnerable. They gonna make your mama vulnerable. And I don't want them kind of problems, man. You come at me, do whatever with me, man, but leave the kids and the mamas and all that type of stuff out of it. But on Bigo, they don't care about none of that. Anybody could get it. They gonna give it to any and everybody, man. Whole family, everybody getting it. You and everybody next to you gonna get it, man. And yeah, I'm cool. I ain't messing with Bigo like that. I'm just talking shit, man. I didn't mean it, man. Pimp didn't mean it, man. Pimp didn't mean it, man. I'm just messing around, man. I'm talking shit, man. As pimps, we talk shit, man. You know how we do. Dame Dash, as always, good looking with the $10 holla. Yo, Freeze, that lame ass BMT Travels made a reaction video about you and was trying to sneak this. I had to G-check that goofy for trying to speak on real ones. Yeah, I seen that, and see, I didn't even know who that was until I seen that video. Prior to that video, I didn't even know who that individual was, but I guess he's like, kind of big in the Passport Bros movement, I guess. Like I said, I ain't really hip to dude. That was my first time seeing him when he spoke on my situation. But the internet is so big, man, and it's so many people with opinions. To try to chase everybody down and check everybody, it would be like a dog chasing cars. And I'm not gonna be a dog chasing cars, man. But from what I seen, he wasn't nearly the worst. Like it's other individuals whose names I ain't gonna mention, man, but they was being highly disrespectful. And again, like I said, people could say what they want about me. I know the truth about myself, so I don't be worried about people's opinions about me. But I just don't like. It's just like real cowardly when people get to disrespecting the dead, man. And for some reason, man, a lot of people. And I ain't talking about the BMT Travels dude because he, from what I recall, he didn't disrespect Sinful the P. I don't think. Actually, if I remember correctly, because I seen a few people talking about my situation. And the BMT dude, if I remember correctly, I think he spoke good on Sinful. Or I don't know if I'm mixing him up with somebody else, but I think he, in particular, I think he spoke good on Sinful when he was talking about me the other day. But other people, it's like when I'm the topic, they just always feel the need to disrespect Sinful the P, and it's like, what's that about? Like, if you mad at me, okay, be mad at me. But like, when you're talking about me, like, everything ain't for me to understand, man. So I ain't gonna waste my time trying to, get too far deep into it and try to understand why suckers is suckers. It ain't for me to understand why a sucker is a sucker, but I gotta admit that it just like really is really mind blowing when I see people like talking about me and they just gotta disrespect Sinful the P. Like I know we was close and everything. That's my bro, and some people it's hard to think about one of us without thinking about both of us. But damn, like whatever, like I say all the time, man, whatever bro did to you, man, he can't do it no more. Like, why is you still mad? Like, bro been gone almost 3 years and you still mad. Shit crazy, man. But it is what it is. Right, like Don Supreme say, Sinful is rent free in a lot of these niggas' minds, man. That's real talk. Okay, Dame said, yeah, he shows Sin love, but I don't like him trying to low-key sneak diss you, fam. Nah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But, like I said, man, certain things is just beyond our control. And me, I do my best not to put too much energy into things beyond my control, because there's so many things within my control that require my energy, that need my energy, right? So I'm going to direct as much energy as possible towards things that are within my control, things beyond my control, like people hating or, disrespecting or whatever it is on the internet. I can't get that too much airplay. You dig? Right. That's like people dissing Scotty. MJ will get mentioned. Yeah. Yeah. But hey, man. I appreciate, that's real talk. And I know, we all hear that all the time, but like it's so real that, when you got people talking about you, man, in a negative way, it means you're doing something right, and when people hate on me the way that they do, man, it lets me know I'm doing my job. Pimp doing his job, man, if they hating on me, man. Ty said, look at Freeze being emotionally intelligent. For sure, gotta be. Gots to be. You need to move to Mississauga and finish your brother's work. R.I.P. Sinful the P. Nah. Pimp won't be moving to Mississauga, man. Canada seems like a beautiful place, and I would like to visit in the future. I got to get some things in order first before I could go up there, though, man. I got to I got to make certain moves and get certain things straightened out before I go to Canada. But I would like to go up there, but as far as living up there, I don't know about that. But yeah, man, back to the topic at hand, you dig?
But getting back to this game that I never left.
That we never left, right? Hey, man, people got to tighten up on their defense, man. And see, I had to say what I had to say about the people on Bigo because, like I said, most of them is older, man. Most of them ain't no youngsters. And at least me, as I get older in the game and I have younger people in the game that admire me and seek, knowledge, wisdom, inspiration, motivation from me, there's a responsibility in that. And I just believe that with that responsibility, you know, you got to represent the game a certain type of way. And I hold it to a high regard. I can't just represent the game any kind of way and misrepresent the game. Nah, I got to represent the game to the utmost, man. And a part of that is not being friends with 304s. I love 304s. They're beautiful. I like the ones that, you know, take the game seriously and respect the game and conduct themselves with class and ambition and all of that. But I can't be friends with them, though. Much as I love them, you know, I can't be friends with them. I could be their folks, but I can't be their friend. I could be your folks, but I can't be your friend. Can't do it. You know? And a lot of people like being friends with 304s. I know they cool, they pretty, and you know they got certain qualities about themselves that's great, but as the pimpin', man, how can you be friends with a 304? That don't do you any good, and it doesn't do her any good to be her friend. You be her folks, man, but don't be her friend, man. You ain't doing anybody any justice. You're not doing her justice. You're not doing yourself justice. You're not doing the game no justice, man. Can't be friends with them. But yeah, man, being friends with them, that's just, you know, again, that's that level of comfortability, man. You know, and it's too many serious things going on. It's too many indications letting you know that it ain't getting easier. They're not making the game easier for you. They're going to always do their best to make it harder for you. These is the most challenging times to be in the game. It's never been a more challenging time to be in the game. Because not only do you have the laws against you, but you got people in the game against you. You know, it's crazy. It's like it's this phenomenon of people in the game going on, right? And it's crazy. Now, you've always had these types of individuals in the game, but it's a phenomenon of them where it's like a strong percentage of guys in the game that they want to have 304s, but they don't like pimps. They hate pimps. They talk shit about pimps. They try to do stuff to pimps, but they want 304s. Some of them are gangbangers. Some of them are dope dealers and hustlers and all that, and scammers and all that type of shit. But they want 304s, but can't stand the pimping. Talk shit about the pimping. You know, so as the pimping, you have that element working against you as well. And guess what? If something happened, that individual gonna tell on you. God forbid, but that person gonna tell. But you know, you have that element in the game too, and that element right there is getting stronger and stronger, man. It's getting stronger and stronger where you got these dudes in the game that want chicks in the game. They want 304s, but they not the pimping, don't want to be the pimping, don't want to learn from the pimping, don't want to chop game with the pimping, hate the pimping. I don't know if it's because the pimping pimped on their big sister or their mama or somebody, you know, some woman in their family that they love or something, man. Maybe that's why they hate the pimping. And, you know, they want to reap a pimp's benefits by having 304s, but they do not like the pimping. It's a lot of them in the game, man. You know, I'll be seeing certain individuals, man. It's crazy. Like, it just made me think about this one individual, man. And he kind of like somewhat popular on the internet. And he's a little gangbanger dude from LA. And I've seen him on social media and comment sections talking shit about pimps. But he be on the blade and, he's had different ladies in the game. But be talking shit about the pimping. Cause see, so to go further into it, right? What it is, okay, so this phenomenon of individuals who, like I said, they want 304s, but they don't like pimps. They have this because they come from gangbanging, right? I'm speaking about the gangbanger ones in particular. All of them ain't gangbangers, but a lot of them is, right? But for the gangbangers that want 304s but don't like the pimping, they bring that gangbang spirit to the game. And see, that gangbang spirit has a lot to do with intimidation. Gangbangers try to intimidate each other. And so they try to act tough. And you got a lot of these gangbangers that they just assume that all pimps is soft and that all pimps is weak. And you could just do anything to a pimp and ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Which is, that's comedy to me, right? But it's hilarious, man. Those types of guys, they don't understand that, pimping be smooth and, pimping be laid back and, not aggressive, especially not aggressive towards men and all that type of shit. But, they let the smooth taste fool them into thinking that, the pimping is soft or the pimping is weak, and that the pimping won't beat your ass or even worse, right? But I say all of that to say you have that element working against you as the pimping in today's times. You have the legal element working against you as the pimping in today's times. So, and then the squares, a lot of squares, not all squares. You got some squares that got appreciation for the game, but the majority of squares abhor the pimping, don't like the pimping. So there's so many things working against you in today's times. These are the most challenging times to function in, which means, there's that much more of a necessity for your defense to be on point. You got to have good defense, man. Your defense got to be on point. Look at everybody and everything that you got to defend yourself against. Right, Don Supreme say a lot of P's got that martial arts background. Right, for sure. Especially if they come from a certain era, man. It seemed like not just the pimping, but a lot of guys that were young men, in the 70s and 80s. Martial arts was really, really a big thing back then. A lot of pimps, a lot of hustlers, a lot of dope dealers, a lot of gangbangers that come from those days. They'll beat your ass. But yeah, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up in just a second. But I just wanted to give y'all some game for breakfast about defense and letting you know that in today's times and moving forward, the weak and the simple are gonna become they're gonna be more and more like gazelles in the jungle, man. You're gonna be fooled, man. You can't be weak and you can't be simple in this game. Because guess what? The opposing team, team you playing against, man, they defense ain't doing nothing but getting better. So if they defense, and their offense is getting better. So if their offense is getting better, then that means your defense got to be better. 10 times better, you dig? But yeah, man, I think I'm going to go to this park. You know, I ain't going to go to the gym because I don't want to tempt myself, man. I really want to, I really like working my legs, man, and my leg is messed up and I can't, do certain things right now. So I ain't going to go to the gym. But I did see this park online yesterday. I was looking up parks and I found this park that looked pretty cool. I think they got like an area where you could walk. So I'm going to probably go over there and do some laps. And they got, calisthenics and everything over there too. They got dip bars, pull-up bars, all that type of stuff. So I probably will mess with that. But I think that's what I'm about to do in just a minute, man. But go ahead, wrap this thing on up, man. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you for all the comments, questions, input, jokes, feedback, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for liking this video. And if you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so on your way out. It'd be nice to shoot this thing up to 200 likes before we go. We at 176 right now. But I appreciate you for subscribing. I appreciate you for hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats, the cash apps, the PayPals. Oh, and
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Oh, excuse me, wrong button. Even though we getting back to this game that we never left. Tyler, man, my brother Tyler, as always, man, appreciate you for the cash app earlier, man. I did see that. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all supporting every which way that you comes with it. And also, man, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I appreciate everybody for the birthday wishes on my birthday the other day. Everybody who thought about me in one way or another, big, small, or in between, any of that, man, I appreciate all of y'all. But if you're out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.